Instagram as well. So we are live with the legend himself, Marley Daniels. Marley, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions, dude. It is epic,
Uh,
epic, epic to have you on.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for having me here
Hey?
today.
An
Thank
absolute,
you very
absolute
much.
pleasure. Hey, man, it's an honor and a privilege. How are you doing?
Nah, I've been good, eh? I've been good. I've been busy. Just trying to prep again for Worlds in October again.
Yeah.
So,
It,
after SA champs, start from scratch. You start at the bottom, build yourself up.
100%. That's so true with the lifting, right? You can end on a high and then you sort of start at the bottom again, start that cycle. I don't think there's anyone really better than that than Rodney, where you come into the gym the next day and you're like straight back on, like, yeah, yeah, that's nice. You did well. Okay, goodbye. Right, let's get to work, you know?
No, yeah, Rodney, he pushes us, but it comes from a good place always.
100%, an absolute place of
Yeah.
love, absolutely. So, Mari, give us a little bit of your background, because I know there's a wonderful bodybuilding story there. There's a
Yes.
bodybuilding background in sport. How did you get started in sport? Let's talk about that, the bodybuilding, and then how did you get into powerlifting?
Okay. So I've had the privilege of dedicating the last 20 years of my life to sport of powerlifting. Um, what can I say? What began as a simple passion for weights iron in the 80s, from watching movies, and that has grown into for me, a lifelong journey.
Yes,
And it's also one that shaped not just um, my body, but also my mind and my relationships, as well as a belief in what we as human beings can achieve. And it,
100%.
it, it goes beyond your age or your background. I've seen this. Um, so when I first walked
Yes,
into the into the gym 3 decades ago, so
sure.
started training about in the 90s.
Yes.
Um, Developed a passion for bodybuilding because I was just, I was driven by that thrill of lifting weights. And
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 I,
then when I got into powerlifting,
yes.
there was that thrill of lifting more than I ever thought possible.
And, and of course,
Um,
Marley, for us who were at the gym in the 90s, it was string vests, cut-off vests at
oh
your
yes,
midriff, and MC Hammer pants.
baggy pants. I still
Baggy
have two of
pants.
them. I dare not wear them.
And the fanny pack, right? Yeah.
Yes, that I still have mine. I have it
Oh,
on right now.
okay, fantastic.
Yeah, no, so back then, chasing these PBs and hungry to see results, the bodybuilding, I started competing in 1996
Sure.
competitively,
Hmm.
and I competed right up until the end of 2004.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Yeah,
quite a long career.
and it was quite long. And I tell you what, I was very fascinated. I used to see Jack Devlin.
Mm, mm.
The actor. I used to
Yes.
see him in a gym because we used to train at the same gym.
Okay.
And I was doing bodybuilding and I used to see him lifting, doing 220, 240 kg deadlifts in the gym. I thought, how the hell does this guy do this? And one day I was walking in Duskim, and I don't know if you can remember the Exercise Awards that they had a couple of years ago.
I don't.
It,
But so what
it
were
was called
those?
the so it was almost like the Arnold Classic,
Right.
but it was the local shows that we had here. So it was a sports festival. It was bodybuilding, strongman. There was some bench press going on there. So the one day I went to this exercise awards and I saw Jack there. And I asked Jack, how do I get into this? Because I can bench double my body weight in gym.
Yeah.
And I thought that was strong. So he pointed me and he directed me to Rodney. And I said, can I take part in this competition? And it was essays. He
Okay.
says, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
But then he told me at that time, look, I'm heading off to Worlds in Cape Town.
Mm.
That's when Worlds open. I think it was open Worlds, equipped Worlds was in Cape Town in 2004. And he said, after that, I'm going on holiday. Come see me in January.
Right.
January, I contacted him, even though I'd been doing bodybuilding, didn't know how to squat,
Mm,
didn't know
mm.
how to do a deadlift. In fact, the one time I was doing a deadlift in gym and I hurt my lat and I said, that's the end of it. That was during my bodybuilding days.
Right.
When I got to Rodney, he started me from the ground up. It was tough, but
From the
within
blocks,
five
Marley.
months, from the blocks,
From the blocks.
got into a suit we got stuck into getting into equipped lifting.
Mm,
Within 5 months, he got me qualified for the first Commonwealth Powerlifting Championships in
sure.
Northumberland.
Right.
I competed there. That time I was weighing about 59 kgs.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been a journey. I haven't sat down to actually appreciate
Mm.
what, the achievements, but it's been great.
We're so
It has its
grateful.
ups and
Yeah,
downs.
that it does, and we're so grateful to have you on the show because the truth is, like you've been in this for 3 decades. You are a true gentleman of the sport. Marley, everybody loves you. It's always very special when we get to see you at competitions. And you just bring a quiet calm. You come in, you get the job done at the comp, at the gym as well. I'm lucky to have trained with you for a couple of years at Rodney, which has been very, very special. And it just, what I wanted to find out from you is what's kept you in the sport for so long. I mean, other than the
I
hope of
think
seeing me at comps. Uh,
I think sometimes you doubt yourself. And what motivates me to keep pushing year after year is I think it's a knowledge that strength isn't just a physical thing. It's a mindset.
yeah,
And every rep is, for me, is an opportunity to conquer that self-doubt.
right.
And also, yeah. And it also, um, it it's about the limitations and about what the human body can do.
And
So I love, yeah.
yeah, I was going to, how valuable is powerlifting to learn that we're capable of more than we genuinely believe?
No, it's extremely important because that um, also spills over into your personal life, into your work life. It creates that positivity, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because not every day you wake up feeling great, but if you've done a heavy squat in gym, it does change your mindset.
Yep,
Um, and I mean, it proves that even like for me, in my 40s and beyond, yeah, I'm hoping that I can still set new personal records and also inspire others
absolutely.
at the same time.
You've had a couple of challenges over the years with injuries, and you've just kept coming back. I think when we met about probably 15 years ago, I think you were just focusing on the bench press, and it's been so
Yeah.
great to see you come back to the three lifts. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what kept you coming back? What stopped you from quitting?
So I've always had back issues because I found out that in 2013 that I
Mm,
had degenerative L4, L5, S1.
okay.
And I kept on getting these sharp pains in my back. So I went to an orthopedic surgeon. We did an MRI and lo and behold, he told me you have a scoliosis as well.
No, flip. Okay.
So I don't know if that has been affecting my hips and stuff.
Mm,
But then for about a whole year, I took off and I thought, do I go back? And I think it was in 2015. I said, I'm gonna make a comeback.
mm, mm.
And then I think it's just a sheer passion for the sport. And mentally it's been a roller coaster. But when I started in 25, when I came back in 2015,
Mm.
I decided also to push my weight up from 74 to 83s. And then
Okay.
just to have fun at these competitions,
Yeah,
and take it easy and just ease myself into it. And as I saw my numbers started climbing, I thought, okay, I told myself, okay, maybe I can be a little bit competitive in the sport again. And
yes.
then over the next 2 years, I just started building up and listening to my body, working closely with chiros and physios just to get me right again. So I just focused on that, rehabilitating and also being patient. I think that helped with the longevity for also for staying in the sport. And in 2018, I was actually surprised that I had made the team to go to the Master Worlds in Canada.
Right.
Yeah, I nearly gave Rodney a heart attack at that competition because
Tell us
I
about that.
failed two of my lifts. So I
Mm,
failed my opening squat on depth,
sure. Oi.
and then I went back for the same weight, and I failed that again. And we only had one chance to come back again, and I got the same weight on the third attempt, and then I
Right.
was in the comp.
Yep.
But that third attempt at least got me was it the silver? No, it was the bronze medal
Mm,
in squat
okay.
at Worlds. And then I got the silver in the bench as well
Awesome.
at Worlds. So, yes, Nick, I can tell you that even though these injuries nearly derailed my career, I must tell you also about what happened in 2021. We
Right.
just come out of lockdown,
Mm,
and it was Gauteng champs, and they were sanitizing everything. So I grabbed onto the bar. It was on my first, I think it was my second attempt. Yeah, it was my second
mm,
attempt deadlift. The bar was wet, so I stepped back. The timer was running. So I decided, okay, and that was probably the biggest mistake I had made. I swapped grips.
oh, flip.
And as the weight broke the floor, as it came up,
Mm,
it just came up towards mid shin. I felt my bicep going, my left bicep. And that was the end of my sporting career for that year.
right. Sure.
And mentally, I was devastated. And I thought, how am I going to do this? But so I just focused on the rehabilitation of it
Right.
and trying to work around that as well. So I worked for about 6 months, got the arm, got my arm right, and then slowly started competing again. In 2022, I competed at the Open Worlds
Okay.
because I had qualified at nationals. I placed second at nationals in the Opens, and had won the master one at that time. Yeah, it was a good experience to compete against the open lifters.
Mm. What was that like for you?
Um, no, it was amazing. I mean, if I look at the young guys now, uh, compared to when I started, there's been so much growth in the sport, and the sport has evolved so much. It's motivating for me. Even at my age, it's astonishing to see what guys can achieve.
And what can
Yeah,
be
but
pulled?
it's
Yeah.
oh yes,
Is
but
there,
then
yep, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, no, sorry. Continue, Nick.
I was going to say, is there anyone in the community that you would like to lift against?
There's always, in our community,
Yeah, worldwide.
it's always good having. It's always good. I will compare apples to apples.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think locally, the sport has grown, and
yes,
so have our lifters. And the testament to that is, if I look at what the guys did at nationals this year,
right.
under 83,
Yes,
you can see that the standard is definitely improving, and we'll definitely get to a point where we're competitive with the rest of the world.
yeah,
But I think
absolutely.
it's just, yeah, no, but there's quite a few guys. I mean, there's Chris Forget, there's
Mm,
Chad Covington, there's Michelin, there's a few others that I can see lifting the sport to new heights.
yeah, absolutely. It was great to see Chris at Gauteng Champs coaching his little one, his son. That was like
Yes.
very, very cool to see. And, it's funny when I think back with the sort of 83 Master Ones, then 93 Master Ones. When I started, I was like it was, I think, me and Henk, like that was it. So at least I knew I was in
Yeah,
with the silver.
that's
And then, you know, and how the sport has grown, it's been incredible. Having seen it grow as you have over the last 3 decades, what's that meant to you?
No, it just shows that there's a shift in mindset.
Hmm.
Um, we don't do things the same anymore. It also teaches you that you're never too old to learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even me at my age, I'm, you know, I can learn from somebody younger than me. I'm open to that
Right.
because I believe these guys bring a fresh approach to lifting. They bring a fresh approach to the way they think. And I think you must be open to that.
Absolutely.
You must be alive to the fact that in order to grow, you must be able to receive not just negative criticism, but also positive
Yeah.
criticism.
With seeing the sport in South Africa at the moment and how it's growing and developing, the one thing that I see with your mindset, and it's incredibly valuable, and I'm very grateful to have you on to chat, is you don't stress about change. You just go, okay, we can adapt. This rule changes, there's new guys coming in, there's old guys going out. You don't stress, you just focus on the lifting. How has that been
Yeah.
beneficial for you over the last 3 decades?
Um, so, you know, mentally, you you need to adapt to the change. You need to accept it and you need to embrace that change.
Yeah,
If you can't accept it, you're not gonna go forward. And that um goes towards a lot of aspects of I speak to a lot of aspects of your life. If you're not open to change, then I think you're gonna be, you're gonna battle.
yeah,
So with every competition, you have to accept it. That's it. The rules are the rules. And I'm there to do a job. I've trained for it.
right.
I'm not gonna let anything else um, stand in my way of trying to achieve my goals.
Sure.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You just have a positive mindset.
Mm,
Um, I can tell you not every comp has been perfect,
yep.
but you still walk away with a positive mindset at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I love
And
that.
yeah,
It is. And what you just said there, I mean, that's it. You're there to do a job, and I think there's tremendous maturity and experience in that. Meaning that whatever happens, you got to get the job done. It's not about what
yeah,
happens, it's about getting the job done.
yeah.
So
And you know what?
we
It's the
we have a comment.
support.
Yeah, we have a comment for you, by
Oh,
the way, as well, from Skilled in
who's
Speech,
that?
another legend, Marlon the legend. Absolutely, give you one of those, Marlon.
Thank you, skilled in speech.
Very cool.
So I think
Mm,
you know, Nick, the support from that I've got from SOS where I train,
mm,
as well as friends, family, has been crucial because it's also a reminder that the sport is more than just personal achievement.
right.
For us, it's a community.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a community that we in. Even though there's rivalry on the platform, at the end of the day, we friends.
Hmm.
And for that 9 attempts when you're there, you first compete against yourself, and then you're competing against the rest of the people.
That's it, one
That's
hundred
that's
percent.
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's how you approach it. That's how I've been approaching it. And Rodney's been great
Hmm.
in drilling it into my head,
Yeah.
and it's something I'll never forget. I'll always be grateful to Rodney and Carol and rest of the SOB's family for the support that they've shown over the years. 20 years. It's a long time.
No, sure,
And
for
hope to
sure.
see that I can do this for another 20
Yes.
years. My body allows me.
Another 30 years, please. Okay. Got to have a
Oh,
60-year
yes.
career. You've got to catch Dan,
Well,
and Dan's not going to stop.
I'm, I'm chasing Dan.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's
I'll
it.
catch him, but
Huh?
I'm chasing
You're
him.
chasing him.
Yeah, no,
100%.
so I'm excited about the growth and the development of powerlifting in South Africa. And when I started and I can see how you've also changed the landscape of by bringing in
Mm.
this media coverage, which is great. Thank you, Nick.
No, my absolute pleasure.
I mean, it's good exposure for us
Mm.
locally. We really appreciate it. I mean, back then, media coverage was almost non-existent. And today we have thriving local federations and there's also a new generation of lifters
Yes.
who are representing us on the world stage. Um, and also you can see that there's gyms that are also now tailor-made for strength training popping up all over the show, which is also great. Um, I'm also excited watching the younger lifters come up and and I can see now that the transition and the growth there's more female lifters in the sport,
Yes.
and they've really changed the sport because they take us on. Um,
100%. In the energy they bring to the platform, the warm-up area, that environment,
that's it.
yeah, the community. I don't want to say their clique,
It's vibrant.
yeah, yeah, it's
It's
absolutely
vibrant. And
vibrant. Yeah, 100%. It's very,
yeah,
very
no.
cool.
So what keeps me going
Mm.
is it's just the camaraderie. The moment I can lift that weight off,
Yeah,
and also the support you get from the crowd, support you get from your coach. And it's also knowing that my journey can hopefully inspire somebody else's career in the sport.
sure.
And it's also believed that, you know, um, strength knows no age.
Strength knows
Um,
no age. Love that. Yep,
yeah,
that's it.
every day you have a chance to set a new standard for yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you can support one another, I'm sure we will become strong.
Absolutely. Just you're sharing gold here, Marley, and I'm very grateful to be able to chat to you. Some of your fun stories from your career, anything you'd like to share, and then I'd like to talk to you about your goals for the future. And then I've got a couple of questions because I know we wanted to keep it to about 30 minutes. So,
Yeah.
any fun stories you'd like to share with us?
Just when I started doing powerlifting, I used to train with Rodney at
Mm,
the biokinetic center in I think it was Morningside,
mm-hmm.
and he got me doing deficits of a block. Can't even remember why that block was about this side. I think it was
Crocodiles off a block.
low
Yeah.
lower than my shoes, and I started doing deadlifts, and I think we were doing about 15 or 20 reps a set.
Yeah.
And at the end of, I think it was set three, I'd gone pale in my face. And Henk and him were training with us at the time because we were all training at the same gym
Yeah.
when I started. And Henk says, kyk vir Marlon, hy's witter as ek. I went pale. I just went white. I couldn't train after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was there's been a few others, but that one I'll never forget. And then obviously with Ian and him giving me a nickname,
Mm,
calling me the fridge.
yep.
Up until today, they still call me a fridge, but I'm not a normal fridge.
Yeah.
I know what he's referring to as a bar
You're a
fridge
bar fridge.
because I'm not sure what is a bar.
But
Yeah, no,
you that
so
wide. Yeah.
I always take it lightly. I don't get, yeah, sometimes there's some disappointment in the sport when you don't reach a certain goal.
Mm,
But you go back to the drawing board and you see where you went wrong. You try and fix that
yeah. That's it.
and
That's
come back
simple.
strong again.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, no,
It's simple.
so,
Mm,
and then just some challenges. I mean, the injuries that I had. Um, so I had another injury in October last year. I'm sure you'll recall that
yeah.
at the
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth. So it was a tough road to recovery, um, both times.
Mm, mm,
So the first year in 2021 was right after lockdown, and then again in 2024. So it was a roller coaster, and it almost made me consider hanging up my shoes and my belt. But
right.
then I just decided, nah, there's no way. I would have been worse off had I given up.
Got to give you one of these for that, man. That's epic.
Yeah,
We've
you need to look at the setbacks. You have to
yeah,
accept the setbacks. I think you learn from them and then you just push forward again.
yeah.
So
That's
yeah, so
100%. You know, we're very glad that you're pushing through, and that you're keeping on at it because it's great having you at the comps. Any plans that, excuse me, any plans that you can discuss for the future that you're able to talk about?
well, eventually I'd like to just also get my uh maybe do my referee course.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eventually when I get a chance, I was thinking about that as well. Just to try and give back to the sport.
yeah. Thank
Not
you.
just as a lifter, but also
As a ref.
as an official.
It'll be
Yeah.
very, very cool watching you and you and Henk buttoning your top buttons. Uh, we need,
Yeah, I competed with Henk and him also. Eh? I mean,
yeah,
myself and Henk traveled to the first Commonwealth in 2005
yes,
in Menlora.
yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, that's interesting.
So Cape Town's going to be a lot of fun this year. It's going to be off the hook, World Masters.
I'm
It's
looking
really,
forward to it.
yeah, it's really going to be
And
special.
I'm a master,
Yep,
and I'm a master too now. I'm
yep,
49 years and 5 months. It's almost 6 months.
sure. There you go. Welcome to the club, Marley.
Ah, I've caught up with you, Nick.
Yep. Yeah,
I've
no, no.
caught up with you.
Yeah, I'm still breaking ahead. Give me another 4 years.
Uh,
Jeez, I just realized 5 years I'm going to be a master three. That does put things into perspective, hey?
But as long as you're healthy and
Yeah, that's it.
as you said, you're getting the shoulder right,
Yeah, get the shoulders
getting
sorted
the
out.
shoulders sorted out,
Yeah, get the rest in, get the recovery in, and get back on that platform. That's
just
the plan for
rehabilitate it.
2026.
Just
Absolutely.
focus on that.
Yeah,
Even for as long as you need, take the time
yeah,
to rehabilitate yourself,
100%.
mentally and physically.
You know, for
Right?
me, also, no, mentally and physically, 100%. You know, for me right now, the joy and the passion and the excitement is in the live streaming and in the photos and in doing all of this stuff for the sport. I'm looking forward to, from next year, looking at getting back onto that platform a bit because it was a lot of fun. I think it was Asia Pacific Africa this year, or Africa Champs, where I was announcing and lifting in the bench. It was Africa
I don't know
Champs.
where you got all the energy to do that. Well done, Nick.
We do, thank you. We do. We'd announce all the lifts. So give the mic to Heather, run around the back, do my attempt, run around the back, come in again, carry on announcing.
You're a jack of all
Trades.
trades,
Yeah,
eh?
there we go. No, that's it. So
Yeah,
those
no,
were a lot
Nick,
of fun. Mm,
it's been an interesting journey. Eh?
yeah,
It's been long.
it and
But it doesn't
rewarding.
feel like it.
Yeah,
It's been rewarding.
sure.
I haven't sat down to actually sit and appreciate everything, all the competitions, because so busy.
Yeah.
You just finish one competition and forgotten about it and moving on, looking ahead again.
And then
The
moving for the
next comp.
next one. Yeah, absolutely. You know, for from your side, I mean, that's the way the effort and the energy that you put into the sport is always phenomenal to see. So, you know, it's now prepping for Masters, and then what Masters the 2027, we've got World Bench here, which is going to be phenomenal. Um, maybe you can, you know, I think if you
That's something to work forward to.
yeah, 100%. We've got juniors and sub juniors here next year, and at Sun City again. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, absolutely love it. So, go.
We
How,
it's beneficial for us
uh,
to have it locally,
uh,
given the lack of funding and that.
yeah, absolutely. And it's a huge asset having Hani in the gym, I mean, in the federation, where he's
Oh
able to
yes.
organize these comps. And I mean, what did you think of nationals this year with the carpet from Commonwealth? I mean, it
I
looked like the Commonwealth platform.
I thought I was stepping back into worlds.
Yeah,
So it was very professional. It looked awesome
yeah, it's very, very cool to see. So,
with the lighting and the cameras and everything.
yeah,
It was, yeah, no, it's It was
we
good.
we're finally getting there. We're finally getting close. So absolutely love it. The one,
And we're raising the standard here.
yeah, we have to hold the bar, you know, and just we have to also, I think we have to do it our way. We have to do it the South African way, which is for
That's it.
us, yeah, wanting to tell a story. It's about the story, not as doing, not making it look as slick as possible, but to being able to tell the story that people can relate to, because
I
that's what
think
makes
what
it
we
very
should do
special.
is
Yeah,
we should serve biltong at the back
yeah,
to all the international athletes.
100%. We're in Cape Town.
Any comp
Come,
we're
yeah,
hosting now,
yeah.
any international comp we host,
We'll have a
we should
biltong bar.
bring that local gears.
Yeah, 100%. No, so biltong and brandy and coke. Biltong clippies and coke. There you go. That would be interesting. I mean, definitely as a post, post lifting pre-medal ceremony snack and drink.
Something new, eh?
Yeah, 100%. Sure.
Just make sure you're not getting tested.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
Getting tested. So, yeah, because I suppose, I mean, that's actually an interesting question. I wonder if you can have a drink straight after lifting, or what's the window you got to wait for the testing for the alcohol. That would be an interesting one.
I've seen a couple of years ago when I also got tested because
Yeah.
I've been tested many times.
Mm,
And in Murphy's Law, you just go to the bathroom and you come back and then they say,
time to pee.
come, we're gonna test you. And you
Yeah.
have to sit and wait.
Yeah.
And then one year there was one of the lifters there who opened up a beer and he drank a beer there. And he said, there's no other way. I need to do
To
this.
to pee. Yeah.
But I don't think it was in his system immediately. But
Yeah.
anyway, that was just one of the experiences I had with
With,
outside
yeah.
competing.
Listen, the fun thing is, I love joking with the drug-free sport guys, because I keep going up to them at every competition. It's like, you guys, I see you here all the time. You never call me to be tested, and
Yeah.
they always say to me, yeah, but when your numbers reach this point, then we'll think about it. We know you're not taking anything.
I haven't been tested for a while,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
mean, I've been tested many times
yeah.
over the years. So
Something that's, we have it in
it's
our
not,
sport, and that works really well. And keeping that level, and
you
keeping
have
that
to,
standard up. Mm,
I don't see why um, there's no need for you to dabble in that.
yeah,
Your health, you have to think there's a lot of things you need to think about.
that's it. And
First of all, it's
contributes to the long term.
expensive, can't afford it.
Yeah, that's
Your
it.
health is very important.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think also just being fair
Mm,
and treating the sport with respect.
yeah,
You need to be, and that's something that never crossed my mind.
yeah, 100%. Always head down, do because you want it for you to lift, right? And I think
Yes.
that's the thing. We have other federations, there are other groups, and then if you want to dabble, then you go to another federation. And
And no
mm,
disrespect to
mm,
the other federations. We're doing the same sport, and I respect you if you've moved over
yeah,
to a federation that's not tested. I
100%.
have no problem with that.
That's it. You go in with your community. Listen, I mean, we can all be part of the same strength community, but
Oh
and the
yes.
thing is, but it's like keeping the competition separate. It's fair for all of the athletes, and it's appropriate for all of
Yes.
the athletes. That's really the thing to think about. It's like, also, don't be trying to get away with using in a tested federation, because your numbers aren't where they need to be in the untested federation.
Oh yes.
Step
It,
up to
it's
where you are.
it's not worth it at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
that's it.
Um, and how do you sleep at night? I don't think I'll be able to sleep at night
Mm,
knowing that
yeah,
I've achieved something with, with the support of an illegal substance.
yeah,
No,
that's it. 100%. But if you're in a federation that's untested, then that's fine. You can do whatever you want
no,
to
I
do.
agree with you.
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
definitely.
Mm. So
Yeah, no, but I'm excited
yes,
for the growth of the sport, and the last couple of years has been good. But South Africa being blessed to host all these international competitions,
sure,
gives us
yeah,
an opportunity also to showcase and
yes. Show the world what we
represent the
can.
country, and
Yeah, and bring the gears.
that's
You know, that's what we're doing now
yes,
for World Masters. We've got a fantastic competition with our lifestyle channel, Emet Media. Sorry, Emet Lifestyle. We're showcasing restaurants and hotels and activities and events in the Cape. I was down in Natal this past weekend. We're live streaming South Africa's Strongest Man Nationals in a couple of weeks. And
that's interesting.
yeah, so that's going to be, geez, we got a busy week. So we just got another comment I wanted to share from Mariska. Hello, Marley, my dear friend.
Hello, Mariska.
Uh, there
How are
we,
you?
that's cool. That's what I love about this platform that we use. The commenting and the interaction, the comments and sharing the comments is what makes it very special because the athletes can see and experience at the comp and also live on the shows.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be
No, thank you
showcasing.
very much.
No,
And
pleasure.
I mean, I listen to all
Yeah,
your live streams. Well, those that I can
yeah.
afford to listen to, I listen to, and
Oh, thank you,
I
Marley.
see that interviewing across all disciplines,
Yeah,
which is great.
it's fun. Yeah, we got slap fighting, we've got arm wrestling, we've got WPC, we've got strongman. So it's really going to be awesome. We're chatting to Reino Nell tomorrow at 2 p.m. World's Strongest Man. That's been giving me
Ah,
some sleepless nights for some reason. Um, getting
it's awesome
stressed
what
there.
he's achieved, eh?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I think that's why I've been stressing because I understand how valuable it is to have the opportunity to chat with him and just to showcase, you know, what his incredible achievements and that champion mindset. Have you got
Oh,
any
yes.
question? Would you want to ask any questions of Reino?
Um, I, off the top of my head,
Mm,
there's nothing yet,
okay,
but maybe during the live
stream,
stream,
you can pop it on.
I'll pop a question.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, Marley, as is tradition, we have our 4 questions. So I'm going to fire them
Okay.
off now. What do you love about powerlifting?
I think it's a challenge, you know. Um, I mean, for 20 years, I've been doing a sport. It's
Hmm,
always been challenging. It's nothing easy. It's nothing easy. You're always setting new goals. When you've reached a certain point, then it's on to the next. So, yeah, I think it's those challenges that keeps me going.
phenomenal. That's and that's what I love about getting into the masters because the challenges are always there. There's always new competition, new records, new challenges, all of these wonderful things
Always.
for the
And the
athletes
thing
to
is,
go after.
I, the one thing that I've learned over the years is you can't underestimate your competition.
Yeah, sure. That's it. But also on that, hey Marley, and you've seen this, you can't underestimate yourself. If you think you're
You
going to
can't
be
underestimate yourself.
yeah, if you think you're going to be coming out with an like an eighth place at an international event,
Yeah.
you don't know what's happening in the squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yes.
You don't know how the other athletes are affected. You can't
Yes.
set a limit for yourself. You got to bring 100%,
No.
right?
If I look at nationals last year, and it's my first time winning
Mm,
open nationals, classic at classics, which was last year as a master one.
yeah.
I wasn't I wasn't expecting to win nationals
Mm,
because there were some strong lifters in the lineup. And I just went in there and I just did every lift as
mm,
best as I could. And at the end of a competition, I didn't even know I'd won.
sure.
Rod, it
That's
was only
Rodney.
afterwards
That
Rodney had
that's
surprised me.
Rodney, hey. He likes to keep that from you, hey. He just all you get when you walk out there is Marlon, I need this. Hey, Marley, so yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no,
no,
so it's I think I
mm,
think it's you just need to keep your head down and
yeah,
do the work.
and do the work 100%. Yeah, what drives you mad about powerlifting?
Injuries.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Injuries. That's
Uh,
it's just the injuries.
okay,
Other than that, nah, and maybe a 6 a.m. weigh-in.
yeah, yeah. Gee, what's up? Huh? So you know what's worse than a 6 a.m. weigh-in as an athlete? Six
Making weight.
no, yeah, no, 6 a.m. weigh-in as a referee. Because
Oh,
you
yes.
got to be there at 5:30. Geez, I did so much of that in Hong Kong, huh? Because I got all of the early weigh-ins. Uh, and then you got to
They must
hang.
have said, we're giving it to Nick.
Yeah, that's they all said just give it. No, I wanted it. Like I asked, I wanted as much time on the platform. But yeah, they gave. I didn't expect all the early ones. But anyway,
Yeah.
the and
But we
then
roll with the
you
punches.
roll with the punches, absolutely. But the problem then is you weigh in and then you do the weigh in. So you start at 6, and then there's always one or two lifters that pitch late or that
Oh,
are
yes. So you
struggling
have
to
to
make
wait.
weight and you have to stay there. So now you staying there until 7:30. There's no time for breakfast, so that you miss
Oh,
breakfast.
yes. And you must that. And then you're starving
you,
until
you,
lunchtime.
you're starving and until lunchtime, absolutely. So yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there's nothing about powerlifting that
No, hey, no, no.
I
That's
mean,
it's a fun
it comes with its
question.
challenges, eh?
Yeah,
It comes with its
it
challenges,
comes
but
with its
we
challenges.
accept it.
Absolutely. What has powerlifting given you?
Um, Motivation
Mm,
is that thrill to lift. Um, that so it's given me a deeper wisdom and also respect for the sport
right.
and also an understanding of recovery
Mm-hmm.
and also uh, getting to know that your body needs that mobility as well. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's not just
And
about moving the weight, right? You've got to do the
yeah,
supplementals.
oh
Yeah.
yes. And what used to be all raw power and adrenaline is now balanced
Mm,
with smart programming, my mindful movement,
yeah.
and the knowledge that um, your every PR or personal base is built on consistent patient work.
Work.
You know,
Sure.
you must be
Love it.
patient.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. It's like spot on here. And is there anyone that you would like us to chat to on the podcast? So this is like the question four. Who we calling out? Would you like us to chat to?
I've got 10 people.
Excellent,
I don't
great.
know. I must think about it.
All right, and you can direct message us or you can tell us now, whatever's easier
Yes,
for you.
I will. I'll do that.
Okay, fantastic.
No, of the top of my head,
Yeah,
not just yet, but I will definitely give you a name
no,
or
okay,
two.
beautiful. Or two or three, 100%.
I
Huh?
will do that,
Yeah.
Nick.
I think we definitely need to get coach on here, but to do that, I think I'm going to have to go to the gym and set up because I don't have the hour and 45 minutes to wait for coach to set up a Zoom meeting. If Carol's
Let's
if
let's
Carol's not there, then it's over, huh? Or if Kirky's
let's
not,
do it in the gym
we got to
because
do it in the
he's so
gym.
busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's so
100%.
busy. He's very busy.
Which is absolutely awesome though to see.
Yeah.
100%. Marley, thank you so much for your time, man. I love chatting to you at comps. It's wonderful to always be able to spend a little bit of time with you, and really grateful that you came onto the podcast and we had the opportunity to
Oh,
chat.
thank you very much, Nick. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the support of everybody in the sport. And also, well done to you what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to
Uh,
see that the sport grow and move forward.
uh, our athletes work so hard, man. You need a little bit of recognition. Hopefully, in a small way, it can
That's
give
it.
some exposure. Maybe get some
It's
sponsorship, get something done. You know,
and it's also inspiring, you know. They can look back, they
yeah.
can say,
Check
you
it
look
out.
at the
Show your
competitions,
grandkids.
you can learn from it. It's
Yeah.
there, you know.
There forever, absolutely.
And you,
We're
yeah.
going on Friday to Dane Groenewold's having a golf day for Germany, and we're gonna go take some photos. We've printed some pictures of him doing his
Oh,
squat, bench, and
nice.
deadlift, and we're gonna raffle auction those off, and those funds will all go to Dane, and then I think we'll charge like $50 a person for the photos, and that money will all go to Dane to help him raise funds for the trip. So
That's awesome,
we're
and
just
all
trying
the
to help.
best to for
Mm,
all the best for all of our lifters that are going
yeah,
to Germany. I think they're gonna do fantastically,
Yeah, absolutely.
and hope they get all the funding that they need,
Yes,
because I know how difficult that can
sure.
be.
Yeah, that's the biggest lift in the sport is
Oh
raising the
yes,
funds, huh?
yeah.
Absolutely, sure.
But
Okay.
eventually, hopefully, one day we can,
Kind
get
of, yeah.
that right.
That's what we're doing with this channel. That's what we're
Yeah.
working very hard on, is to get the exposure for the sport so that sponsors can see the value they get back. Once they can see that value and we
Oh
can
yes.
open that sluice gate, then we on and it's going to be phenomenal.
No, definitely, I agree. I
Okay.
agree with it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
And
great initiative.
thank you. Now, Marley, for you, all the best for the training. Looking forward to seeing you rock one more of these
Thank you.
at
Thank you very
Masters.
much.
Absolutely, you're going to rock it. Well, my friend, take
Thank you,
care.
Nick.
Thank you for your
Thank
time,
you for having
Marley.
me on.
Much appreciated.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Cheers, dude.
Take care, Nick.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
A true gentleman of the sport, Marley Daniels, a fixture of South African powerlifting for 3 decades. I mean, starting at what, 2005, 20 years in powerlifting, 30 years in lifting. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us. That's everything that we have for you today. Join us tomorrow. We are chatting to I've got another. We've got a podcast with Quinton. I'm just going to check out who that is, and then of course at 11:30, and then at 2 p.m. tomorrow we'll be chatting with Reino Nel, the world's strongest man, our South African world champion. Looking forward to that. Please let us have your questions. Either DM them to us or WhatsApp us on +2777440312334 from the Emet Media studio here in Johannesburg. I'm Nicholas Ingel. Thank you for joining us. Us. Hey, Marley, I see you jumped on there. Thank you so much for coming on, Marley. We love you, dude. Us.